wonder how some people seem to magically land their dream job? Well, I'm here to share my journey of manifesting one of my dream jobs and how you can too. If you're new here, I'm Ashley, and if you're returning, welcome back to She's in Sports. I am currently the social media coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. First, what is manifestation? Manifestation is the process of bringing something into reality through focused intention, belief, and action. It can involve visualizing your goals, maintaining a positive mindset, and taking practical steps toward achieving them. The idea is that by concentrating your energy and thoughts on what you want, you can influence the outcome and attract those desires into your life. You may have heard of concepts like law of attraction or law of assumption. Those are just two manifesting concepts. My journey to manifestation. Let's take it way back. The first time I know I intentionally manifested something, I was maybe 15 years old, and I was at church. We were doing a raffle for a gas card, and as I wrote my name down on the ticket, like I literally remember myself standing right in the lobby, and I thought to myself, this is mine, I won this gas card, literally. And mind you, I couldn't even legally drive. I was 15, so obviously the gas card was going to my mother. Next thing you know, they were doing the drawing for the gas card raffle, and my name was called. I started shouting. I said I would win. I knew I would win. Now, at the time, I had no idea what manifestation was, but I thought it was so cool that I even had the feeling, kind of like goosebumps. Now, over the course of the years, I've been able to manifest different things, such as this apartment that I live in, friendships, money, etc. So fast forward to me being an intern with the New Orleans Saints and Pelicans, and I'm looking down because I have my laptop in my lap. As I was inching toward the end of my internship, I told myself I wanted to stay working in the NFL. I didn't just want one internship and be done with it. I had, however, applied to jobs and other internships in different leagues, and I interviewed for, I interviewed and was actually offered positions, and then I asked myself, how was I intending to manifest continuing to work in the NFL if I was applying to jobs outside of the NFL? It didn't make sense to me. So I stopped that and I focused on my goal. I also made up in my mind that I didn't want another internship position. I wanted a full-time position. So being clear about what it is that you want is the very first step. Now, the steps I took to manifest this particular dream job is first, visualization. I would visualize about my full-time position in the NFL. I use my own experiences from my internship, like the feeling of being on the field, pre-game, post-game. But if you don't personally have that experience at this moment that you're watching the video, you can use other people's content. You could literally use any team content and just picture yourself where they're filming this. You may not know when it was done, but that doesn't matter. You could just put yourself into this space. I'm putting myself into this field. And my favorite time to visualize is right before I'm going to bed, because I can easily empty out all my other thoughts and make sure that I am able to refocus to what it is that I want to think about. Secondly, I definitely use robotic affirming. I would repeat out loud in the mirror if I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, if I'm in the car. Sometimes I just ride around with no music on and just robotically affirm. I love my full-time position in the NFL. I'm so grateful for my full-time position in the NFL over and over and over. I wouldn't do too many, just one or two that I could just repeat. And then when I got my initial interview, I became more specific with my affirming. So I'm so grateful that I had this full-time position with the Baltimore Ravens. I love my full-time position with the Baltimore Ravens, and so on. Next are the action steps that I took. The same way that faith without works is dead, so is manifesting. I triple-checked my cover letter and resume, spoke with my references, made sure that my references were really great references, etc., to make sure that I was covered in the sense of that process. The works that I was doing we've got it all handled. Another action step that I did was I was persistent in what I was doing to get what I want. Don't be afraid to speak out loud to yourself. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I work for the Cleveland Cavaliers. As if you're introducing yourself to someone. Live in the delusion. Live in the delusion. Fake it until you make it. I think a lot of times people use fake it until you make it in like the wrong sense. It's okay to fake it until you make it in a positive way. Lastly, my mindset shifts were as follows. I would only listen to uplifting, positive music while I was intentionally manifesting. I'm not listening to like, I don't have what I want yet. I'm not putting myself into that desperation mindset. Absolutely not. Then I would literally see myself as that person. I would wake up out the bed and say, oh my gosh, like I work for the Baltimore Ravens. Like I can't believe, I even did that when I applied for my internship with the Saints. I would even look up content outside the Ravens facility and even the stadium so I could really imagine myself in there. The pure delusion was thick. My breakthrough moment with manifesting one of my dream jobs is I received the first email to set up the interview, which was Teams or Zoom, one of the two. I don't honestly remember. At the conclusion of that interview though, I did not think I was gonna go any further into the process. I thought it was a really bad interview, but I continued to persist. I then had the second part of the interview process, which was a project, and I gave that my all. My absolute all, because what faith without works is dead. I had to put the work in. And then it was the in-person interview. Now the in-person interview is where I was really able to like immerse myself into what it is that I wanted. And I told myself on the plane ride there, on the plane ride at the facility, and then returning back home to New Orleans, this is my job. I don't know what to tell all the other applicants, but this is my job. Sometimes when I'm like driving around, I'm like, dang, I remember when I just came here for a visit and I saw all this. And most importantly, after I returned home from the in-person interview, I didn't think of it again. I completely detached from the outcome because at that point, there was nothing else I could do. I did all the interview process. I submitted all of my paperwork and I gave my best effort. I visualized, I affirmed, I persisted, all of that. There was nothing else for me to do. In the words of Tony Michelle Braxton, I let it go, let it flow.